Hello there, and here we are in day 136 in the New Testament, John's Gospel. And Jesus is good news to someone else. There's a man he comes across who's been blind from birth, and the disciples they want to do philosophy on him. You know, whose fault was it, his or his parents, that he was born blind? Let's discuss this in over coffee. Let's do a philosophy or a theology or a sociology session over it. And Jesus won't have any of it. He says, no, neither of those. It's so that God will be glorified. Let's deal with it. Let's deal with it. Because Jesus is practical love. He's not theoretical thought. He's not about theoretical thought. He's about changing people's lives. And then Jesus spits on the ground and makes a paste with some mud and puts it on his eyes. And he tells him to go and wash at the pool of Siloam. And he comes back seeing. Now, sometimes we can get a little bit too literal in the wrong way. And we think, if we're praying for someone to be healed, we need to spit on the ground and make a paste. Jesus did that once. Another time he spat directly in a man's eyes. Another time he spoke see to someone. Another time he in effect prayed twice, because the first time the man came back and said, I see people like trees walking. I don't get it. You know, it's not technique, it's relationship. Jesus did things in so many different ways. It's about listening to God, and it's about following him, and it's about being in relationship with him. Well, anyway, the man goes away, and the Pharisees hear about this, and they find the guy, and they start questioning him. What did he do? How did he do it? When did he do it? And the guy gets really confused. He says, wait a minute, why don't you ask him? At one point they say, this man's a evil man that healed you. And he says, what are you talking about? How remarkable. I was blind, but now I see. We know that God doesn't listen to bad men. How else would I see? You see, this guy who was blind, he could now see more clearly than the Pharisees, who always could see with their eyes, but were spiritually blind. And Jesus healed his physical blindness, and then he could see physically, and he could see spiritually. We need to pray that Jesus also heals our spiritual blindness, so that we don't just go into talk about theories and stuff, but we actually see Jesus as he is, and we actually follow him. See you soon.